Pure Wats is a woman filled with vibes. I've always said it before now. Sometimes I'll see her and get angry. Sometimes I'll just advise myself. That's her real character. There's no way she can change. So looking at her and her escapades, her audios, you see that when you're like this, you're like this. And no one can change it. And sometimes when you take your time to analyze her disturbances and her involvements, you will see the way she's laughing at issues, having fully known that that's her way of life. There is nothing we can do about it. The only aspect I don't really appreciate is the fact that she doesn't wear clothes. She has never dressed and covered her body. That's the only thing, area of her life I never liked. I've always pointed at each time I see it. Have you ever imagined? Have you ever imagined where Pearl Watts covered her body, how she would look like, how she would be so super beautiful? That's why I take my time to always analyze her videos whenever I have the opportunity to do that. Yes, she is beautiful, quite alright, but character is everything. Once you're showcasing your body parts, instead of your outputs and everything, it will seem as if you're there to advertise your body. In fact, I saw one video where she was from upstairs shouting at Maurice Sam. Guys, calm down. Let me look for it and add. Hey, look at the video. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Your words was actually telling Maurice Sam something. Listen to it.
Maurice, are you playing Daddy's Home? Daddy's Home! Daddy's Home! Daddy's Home! That's why you're playing Daddy's Home. I'm not Daddy. Daddy.
Actually,
if you listen properly,
a sense of humor, I was like, are they actually getting married? It had to put me in the dark because I have really sat to think about it. It made me somehow pause in my meditations. I was like, does it mean Morrison has married this lady? Said that is back, and she's so super excited about it, and even brought it as far as to the Facebook so that everybody can see. What kind of life is this? Daddy is back. That was actually playing a music called Daddy is Back. And from upstairs, she started calling, and was expressing her profound happiness that Maurice Sam actually reminded himself that he is going to be a dad very soon. My people, remember the date, 27th December. It means the whole thing, a whole episode is truth. Before we're thinking it's being too forward by Pale Watts. You know, she's always like that, showing off and being too forward, trying to call someone a hubby when he has not actually called you a wife. She's always like that. So I don't know if it's necessary for me to maybe talk about that, or try to persuade things to happen so quick, or try to make her say the truth or realize the truth. I don't understand. Hello, let me quickly analyze the whole episode open to people, and they would decide to actually do the needful or say the needful about things. I think I so sorry. I think she is actually trying to exercise faith over issues, or trying to discuss some eventualities or things that are not visible about a particular scenario. Can you imagine Pale Watts trying to reorganize things, trying to be herself, trying to call a spade, trying to make life easy for herself? So every time you see her, she's trying to augment, add a new hairstyle, do certain things in order to make life quite easier for herself. Let me tell you, there is no way you can restructure someone's life. That's why we decided to maybe leave it, because no matter how you do it, she will behave the way she wants to behave. So when trying to restructure somebody's life, it's actually invading somebody's privacy. I tell you, but sometimes people go into it without knowing what they are doing. It kind of stopping every activities of someone, or trying to remove that person into answerable, being answerable to you. That's not how life designed life to be. In in the if case of Pearl Watts, I advise everybody should leave her alone, because no matter how you try to restructure, talk to her to behave this way, to behave that way, she will be herself. And one thing I like is Maurice Sam is covering her up. Nobody to force things on her. She's just herself. She's just being herself. If you watch it, you see how she will dance, do this, and tomorrow we'll be shouting, "Why do you do this? What did you do?" Tomorrow you still see her doing the same thing, because that's her way of life. That's her model of life. That's the things she used to cover herself up, her nakedness. You understand? And no one is supposed to force anything on her. We allow her be, because I see such as invading privacies, and that won't be good for someone's health and mental exposure. Do you understand? So let's quickly divert into the real deal why we are here. We are here because I want to talk about the intending wedding of Maurice Sam and Pearl Watts. Since I've been moving around on Facebook, I have never seen where they still emphasize on that very date. It's only on YouTube that it was trending. Actually, people try to bring out so many dates. Some called early part of December, some called late, some said beginning of January. But the one that really sank so deep is 27th December. And we are all working out, how could this date be out? And December is fast approaching. And Morrison has not really communicated to his fans the way it should be with the card, the so-called traditional card, so that we'll be at least ready to be able to join him and walk down the aisles. What do you think, guys? Do you believe this story? And Maurice Sam has actually come online to say he has not brought out his date. But I know in every rumor there is atom of truth. There is nothing as such. As at times revelations come, but I have never seen a revelation of where Maurice Sam got married to Pearl Watts. I can't really quote quote God. You know, one thing about life is God blessed me in such a way that anything that is about to happen, He will reveal it first. Do you understand? So I see it as issue of my clients, or some not clients, the kind of people I speak about on internet, they are not part of my life. That's one thing I always cherish. I know my limits in everything I do. I don't overdo things. And the way you overplay issues, it will be as if you're curbing a net spiritually, which is not right. So I know the limits at which I do things, and I don't jump over it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Hello guys, if this is your first time, you are earnestly welcome. Do well by always subscribing, and please do not forget to put on a notification bell to ensure you grab the details of my video. Yes, God knows how He does things for people. Actually, the destiny of Pearl Watts may be entirely different from the destiny of any other celebrity, and God has already designed a way to lift her up. Remember her native name, Kiruka. What we have in front is higher than what we have at the moment. That is her lifestyle native name, and I appreciate it so much because of her name. God has a way of protecting such people. That is it. I want everybody to gather at the comment section so that we can discuss all the unbelievables about Pure Words and the relationship existing between her and Maurice Sam, who does this. So guys, what are we gonna do? I want us to step down and have the whole scenarios analyzed to be able to reach a compromise. Remember, I said whatever you see, if it's spade, call it a spade. Don't wait for another name to come out before you be able to unveil and tell us what you saw or what you have at hand. Can we quickly go down to the comment section so that we'll be able to discuss all the happenings, all the eventualities right here in Nollywood. Stay blessed. I love you guys so very much, and bye for now, guys.